Welcome to uh the Lullaby Beneath the Earth, an Old Gods of Appalachia actual play. Episode 4, the final, titled Reaping What You Sow. I am your guide and guardian, and I've been waiting for that bit to pay off for 4 episodes now. I'm Faye, also known as Gothic Fairy or Gothic Fairy Cosplay, and these are my lovely players. And I'll go around the way I see on Discord since we are not actually streaming live. This is recorded. Ooh. So I'll start with Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley. I go by Haley Rosie on everything. My pronouns are they, she, and I'll be playing Baby today, whose pronouns are they, them. And Baby's fun fact, we're doing bucket list items. And on Baby's bucket list, they'd really like to go see the ocean.
That's lovely. Okay. And then next is Kit.
Hi, I'm Kit. I'm Kit S. Wells or Kit Wells everywhere. I use they, them pronouns. And I'm playing Nellie, who uses she, her pronouns. And her bucket list, I think that she wants to be able to bake cookies, full, from start to end without having to worry about mess or anything. Just be able to properly do that without getting too stressed out. I think that that's bucket
I
list.
love that. Then Pooja.
Hello, everybody. I am Pooja. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Grommen, who I believe is they, she. I forget the order in which that is. And Grommen's bucket list item is that Grommen would like to uh, walk, do a walking tour of the area and sleep under the stars because it's not safe. So she can't do that. But she'd like to sleep under the stars.
That's lovely. And last but not least, Val.
Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I use he and his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet, Valiant Dorian, or at Otto Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. And as a treat for the finale, I will read out to you Stag's full character sentence. Stag is a hardy protector who these woods, uses she, her pronouns. And, sorry, she, they pronouns. Not me forgetting my own pronouns for my character. Christ. And in terms of her bucket list, very funny that you bring that up, Grommen, aka Pooja. Stag's want for the bucket list is to climb one of the peaks here, look over the land where our town is based in, as well as the land beyond, and just sleep under the stars also. So when you brought that up, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, we're going gay,
Man.
I guess.
I guess.
Feels like one of
I
those
wasn't
things
gonna
that
say
your
lesbians,
characters.
but
It feels like one of
Sounds
those
like-
things your
Yeah.
characters have maybe discussed before.
Nope.
Ooh.
Not
No,
a
they don't
chance.
discuss anything.
No, but I'm
together.
sensing a Grommen stag and I don't know, baby, you want to come along road trip? Looks like we're going on a road trip. If you
I think they deserve a road trip as a little treat. I think Stag deserves a horse.
Stag deserves a horse as a little treat.
Stag deserves
we
a
deserve
horse
stag
that
on
they
a
named
horse as a
Cat.
little treat.
That's true.
Excellent. Before we start playing, I would like to say that the world we will be telling our story in is an alternate universe of 1907 in the Appalachian Mountains, specifically in South Carolina, and we are coming at this from a place of love for the culture and people of the area, but this is, of course, a fictional representation of this place, so excuse our occasional inaccuracies for the sake of the story. This is also a horror game, and this session involves mentions of darkness, characters with compulsive behaviors, bugs, worms in places you wish they were not, claustrophobia, cave-ins, gore, exhaustion, and general themes of horror and suspense, and death. And to recap the last episode, as the sun began to set on the mountainside of Bone Ridge, South Carolina, a small group of outcasts and loners resided in the home of Grommen. The realization that the connection between who in town has been affected by the dark leech-like worms was those who made a bargain with the bone tree. Next came the realization that with the quickly fading sunlight that has left them with several loose ends and conflicting interests. After seeing the effects of Dr. Carter on the influence of two worms in her body, there is the matter of knowing Leo has been infested with a worm, knowing Rose Marie and Nellie have not been infested, and that Nellie's father could be a target for the railroad man. Nellie wanted to go home to make sure that her father was safe, and the rest came to an agreement of what they would plan to do next. The plan became for Stag to go set a trap at Rosemarie's and sending on a spirit as well to watch Nellie's house, which was soon alerted to the railroad man walking down the path. Grommen and Baby went to check on Leo and found his house empty and his Uncle Jasper dead in his bed. All three went to go check on Nellie, and after a tense standoff between the railroad man, Mr. Sharp, the hungry thing which looked like a man, left. Leaving the group together for the night, connected and together in the house as they determined that the next day at dusk they would attempt to rebind the railroad man, similar to the other shard of darkness under the bone tree. Which is where we now come, where the night curls around the windows and doors like a big cat looking for weaknesses on a rabbit's den, and until morning begins to creak through the windows. And surely and slowly, whatever kind of sleep you got in the night is chased away along with the wriggling shadows. So, who do we think wakes up first? Nellie?
I can't sleep, so I'm
Oh, this is
awake.
true. Yeah. You catch like a few minutes here and there. You just more stare at the walls, stare at the ceiling, stare at the windows more than anything else, maybe. And you're the first to hear your father sort of get up in the morning as he starts to get ready, to go into the mines. And he tries to come down the stairs as quietly as he can.
I think I'll go to kind of intercept and just be like, I hope you don't mind. It was sundown, so they stayed the night.
Yeah, that's no worries. Uh, did they sleep? Are they doing all right? Anybody, baby, coming in or not? At
Yeah,
least.
yeah, they're doing all right.
All right. Oh,
Stay safe.
yeah, I will.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay. And he grabs a lantern, even though it's getting to be brighter. It's still a little bit of help on the path and going into the mines as well. And you hear him on the porch as he's like lacing up his shoes. Then who's next to wake up?
Probably Stag. Probably Stag. I think Stag wakes, sees everyone still resting except Nelly, of course. And as they kind of like begin gathering the assortment of stuff that they had like passed around for like dinner the night before, their little tools. They walk over to Nelly and say really quietly, "I'll return to the cabin. There's something I'm hoping is still there."
That's cryptic, but all right.
I'm just uncertain what the thing looks like. I did not mean to scare you. I think and Stag like hears you like call this cryptic and kind of like realizes that she can sometimes impose a really frightening figure with her shaved head or a heavy hunter's coat, looking at you, being like, "I'm gonna find something cryptic in my cabin." Clears her throat. Be safe. Don't do anything reckless. And then like marches out of the house awkwardly. And
With
Stag
that,
will sorry, and Stag will go back to her house via the bone tree.
Okay. Then did you want to finish what you were saying, Nelly?
Oh my god, that's so much more important than what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say Nellie's gonna get started on her cute little morning routine that takes
Mm.
her like
As she
2.5
deserves.
hours,
That's important.
Mhm.
ice bath, get in the shower, like do the whole thing, change the linens, everything.
Wow.
But
Um,
anyways,
yeah, while Nellie's doing that, Grommen wakes up and gruffly thanks Nellie. Well, find Nellie and just be like, "Thank you for the shelter.
oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
I need to go gather some things, but if we're going down today, we should go together."
Okay.
With a nod, Grommen leaves.
And then it's time for baby to wake up. Um, is Nellie downstairs or upstairs?
Uh,
I was gonna say the kitchen is on the same floor as like the living room where you guys stayed. The like washroom is probably upstairs with like the foreman's bedroom and Nellie's bedroom. Depends on, I'd say, where Nellie's doing either breakfast things or like getting ready things.
I mean, either way, I'd probably go find Nellie before I.
um, she's in the washroom and the door's open at this point. She's doing a makeup routine, but there is a mirror that is completely covered. And she's doing the motions and like applying the makeup almost as if she can see through the mirror, but it's covered. So it's a little bit of a strange thing that she's doing.
Yeah. Uh, hey, Nellie, this is gonna sound really kind of silly. I don't. My Mama Renee's told me about some stuff that I can bake to maybe help out with spirits, or something. I don't. It's not my kind of thing, but I don't know how to bake. And I think that that might be something you know how to do. So I was hoping to prep today, for whatever we're doing tonight. If you could help me out, that'd be great.
Um, oh, and I think turns around and is not fully done with the makeup routine. So you can actually see like proper, very deep sunken eye bags at this point that she doesn't usually let shown through. Um, sure, yeah. I'm not the best at touching this things, but I do know how to bake. I can walk you through it if you don't mind getting your hands a little messy.
I mean, I do that every day. Yeah. Thanks. Uh, is everyone else headed out already?
Yeah, yeah. Stag went to go pick up a thing, and then Grommen went to go pick up things, and that was all that I got. But
That seems like something they would do. Get a
mhm.
bunch of things together. Uh, yeah. I mean, unless you're busy today, I don't really want to take up all your time. I can ask Mama Renee for
No,
you
no,
to
no.
stay.
I would really enjoy that.
All right. Okay. So I guess baby will stay at Nellie's place for today.
Okay. I was gonna have a little thing of like, okay, let's roll to see who goes first in the little scene. So I'll say that Nelly and Baby are 1 and 2 on a D4, and then Grauman's a D3, and then Stag is a D4. This is technically my, or actually, does anybody else want to roll this? Otherwise, this is gonna be my first roll of the game.
I think you deserve to roll as a
You deserve
treat.
yeah.
Yippee! As a treat. That's a 2. So that's Nelly and Baby. Um, as the sun, like, gradually rises and it becomes, like, a comfortable warm uh, inside of this house, what things are you going about and baking?
It's my new cipher.
Eee.
Stay bread. Um, it is a loaf of bread that has a handful of dirt from an abandoned railroad. Now, I don't know where I'm getting this dirt, as there is
Hey, so fair. I won't ask questions.
it, but I have it. Um, so yes, we'll be making stay bread
All right.
today. Hopefully, it doesn't need a lot of time to rise. It's
Well, if it's like an all sort of all day thing, I'd say that
sure we might have the 8 hours.
yeah, you have definitely like the 8 hours. If there's anything else you want to do or like try and figure out beforehand, that's also possible. Nelly, is there anything else you're doing other than just helping with the stay bread?
Um, I think that she's just having a really good time. Baking and stuff isn't something that she normally really can do with her gloves, and so I think having someone here to help is just making her day. Um, yeah, I think she's got little routines that she's doing here and there, and there's little peeks into what her life looks like of just these little routines and things that she just does. But
I also think that in this and being reminded of something your father brought up yesterday of like how your grandfather had very similar compulsions as you and how he kind of unraveled sometimes as well. You remember that there is a box of some of your grandfather's things that like your father still has in like a closet it down here that like your grandfather also worked in the mines when it was first like established. So, there could be something in there. I don't know.
that's crazy. That's
That's
crazy, dog.
crazy.
I think remembering that then, um, I think she would. I think she would go try to find that, especially because her grandfather's been on her mind so much recently.
You pull out this small uh box and flip open the lid, and there's a few things in here like his old work boots. Your father never got rid of those, but also never used them himself, as well as the old like helmets that they sometimes got if they could afford to. And at the bottom as well, you see that there's a smaller wooden box with some light carvings on top. You remember on his better days, he would like to do woodworking. And you recognize that this is definitely one that he did himself. He did a few of the frames um, and for the some of the uh, pictures out in the living room. And there's a small picture of a canary on the top of this. And it is a canary box on page 317.
That's one of the ones I was looking at.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's the one I'm looking at right now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and you feel suddenly very at ease that this, I don't know, maybe he knew something about something to come.
I think if it's okay with you as well, I think that Nelly finds a small, almost like looking lump of coal um, that has this really distinct, specific shape, and is going to, as it picks up, it kind of breaks. And looking at that, kind of gets a little flustered and hands that to Baby. And that is going to be the Blessed Darkness cipher. So for the
Oh.
next day, you can see in pitch black darkness up to a short range. Or, well, actually, let me roll for that really quick. Because it could be long range if I get a 5, which I just did. So
Woo!
you can actually see in long range darkness.
Excellent.
Wait, Nelly can or baby can?
You. I'm giving that to
That's
you.
crazy because actually I can see further the next one up from long range because all of my range is extended. So I can see very long.
What can't baby see is the real question.
Baby sees all.
Baby
So
sees through the fourth
All-knowing
wall.
baby can't hurt you. All-knowing baby.
so yeah, it's probably I'm trying to figure out how long exactly is very long. Very long, the next step up is 1,000 feet, so I'm gonna guess like 500 if it's half, right? I
I'll say you can. I'm secure in that you can see stuff in the dark.
I can if it's in there, I can see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Um. All right. Then I'll roll the D4 again.
Oh,
This time.
I would like to say, Baby saw that Nellie was getting excited about the idea of making bread and did make a second loaf that does not have a handful of dirt from an abandoned railroad in it for Nellie to
Yes!
enjoy.
Oh.
So she doesn't have to eat the dirty bread that makes you stay. It's the bread that makes you stay.
Oh, excellent. We've got evil bread and normal bread.
Which one's which?
All right. Then I'll roll the D4 again. And 1 to 2 is Grommen, and 3 to 4 is Stag. Then that's Grommen. So Grommen, as you walk back to your house, there's a certain warmness about this winter that you feel it's ending soon. Like, you knew that this was like one of the last cold snaps before like winter was going to start melting away. You feel that this is also a very good day to be trying to do this binding. That like this is a day of change. This is a day that you can like make something malleable to then make it concrete, sort of thing. So you feel that as you're walking back to your house, and as you get there, what do you go about doing for the day?
Grommen starts off by doing the usual, which is like check all of the safeguards around the house and the property to make sure, all of the things that they've planted there are still there, nothing needs replacing. And after that, Grommen is going to go out and forage for things they might need for binding, things that they might need to activate some other magics that they have. It's mostly a supply run, and also I think a little bit of re-upping on medicinal herbs that can be taken. At this point, I think Grommen is packing their layers like a pack rat with anything and everything that could be useful, because the mines are not Grommen's normal area at all. It feels so far from the green that Grommen's like, I gotta take, metaphorically the biggest bag with the most stuff in there. We're overpacking for this trip.
Yeah. Okay. You pack almost anything you can think of, and your shawls have like, it's not cargo pants, but it's like it freaking carries so much that people don't realize that, like, maybe that's also a reason that some of it is like set the way it is that it's a pocket that's been sewn there because that just makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's great when you can customize your own clothes.
It goes crazy.
It's where I always will reach for, so put a pocket there.
Yeah. And as you sort of search through and put all these things where they fit, you have moments of just reminiscing of times that you remember so long ago, of the person who cared for you doing the same thing, doing something very similar to this when you were younger. I get back to the skills. Whoops. Okay. Could you roll maybe a crafting magic for me? I
Ooh.
think you might.
I am whatchamacallit in that.
Yeah, thought you might be.
Relatively
And it's a
high
2.
as inability.
Oh, an inability.
Yes.
Okay, so then it's harder for you.
Yes,
so
I have identifying plants and creatures, wilderness navigation, using and understanding magic.
okay. So if I understand that correctly, it'll be like a step harder for you,
Yes.
but it is a 2, so that would
Okay.
just be a 3 for you.
Okay.
So a 9.
All of that. All right. That is a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you in like thinking back, there's no like hesitation in like grabbing something you like anything unnecessary or like bogging yourself down with too much.
Mm-hmm.
You feel secure in knowing you have everything you need. And that's all you'd like to do in the day?
Uh, I think. Let me just see.
Mhm.
Yeah, the other stuff that I have are um more to be used in the moment.
Um
Like
something
it's like player
yeah.
interactions and things like that. So.
Okay. Then something you do as you reach into the stores of like something you haven't grabbed and like maybe ever like in just so many of the jars and the containers that you keep these different dried herbs and minutia in, you end up knocking it down, and it's not anything to worry about. You grab the last of like this herb out of there, but behind this tin container you see a small book that must have been back there that you've just forgotten about, maybe. That is a book called Gift of the Green. That is a cipher for you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Very exciting.
And that is on page 321. Okay.
Yeah, Grumman definitely pockets that.
And then moving to Stag as you walk back to your home via the bone tree. Do you stop to check on the bone tree at all as you walk past?
I do. I do check in on the bone tree, and I think Stag stays there a little longer than a usual visit. Usually, her visits are. I think she's gone really good at checking the bone tree over the many years she's visited. But today is different. She's been thinking a lot about bargains and prices that are to be paid. The true nature of this tree as like an arbiter of a certain set of rules that it goes by and abides by, and the things that are deeper and darker that are lurking beneath. And as June looks at all these little buried things in the soil, they pick up the tarot card in their pocket that they carry with them all the time. Strength that was left to her by her mother, who almost certainly, assuredly, made a bargain here. How else? How else is it so difficult for her to remember mother's face?
Mm-hmm.
And Stag sits there for a while, I think, for once in her life, kind of understanding what sort of emotion might bring someone to the bone tree for a bargain, as she feels it right now. And she stares at strength in her hand. I won't do it. I won't do it, Mother. But maybe I know what made you want to do it. But I still don't understand why. I wish you told me why. And June lovingly places the card back into her pocket and marches back to her home in the hopes of finding anything in the in the house that used to be so lively with a mother's laugh, if there's anything else left to, as a gift that she could use.
As you walk back with your back to the bone tree, you feel as you leave it a feeling that might have come to you once or twice before staring at the card standing at the tree. And this sort of feeling of like it's like the sun on your back, where you feel like this almost promise, an offer from the bone tree of like, take my hand, I'll give you some help. And you wonder if maybe that's something that calls to people who want to be free of something like that at the bone tree. And it is still felt in it that like it's not like a siren song calling to you, but it is
Mm.
like when you're feeling at your lowest, it does feel nice to feel like there's a hand reaching out to you. And as you get back to your house, you start going through some of the boxes you might have avoided before, some of the things. And in one corner that you never thought to give much thought to, you start finding bits and pieces that you think maybe there was something very similar to Grommen in your mother. And you find a knot of hemp rope, weaved with animal hair, and it's still like strangely a little damp. And this is something that I think you've maybe seen Grommen do before, that you recognize, that you realize, oh, so this is something of a similar vein. Okay. And you recognize this to be a fear knot. Something definitely left from your mother. Something else.
And June picks that up, examines it. I think has set the fire in the cabin as she like paces to a a log bench that she must have built. And she sits and she stares at this thing, and she closes her eyes and thinks to herself, what is it? How does she used to do it? And they remember like an old fleeting memory. There's like a mirroring that's happening in Stag's mind of the mirroring of perhaps her mother whispering into this thing, and like maybe a moment where Grumman had also kind of like instructed someone on how to use this thing. And it's like, fear. Whisper my deepest fear. And Stag whispers, my greatest fear is that I will vanish without a trace of me. And she gives that fear into the fear knot. And for the next 24 hours, my intellect defense tasks are eased by 2 steps, and I am unaffected by magic up to level 7 involving fear.
Goes crazy.
It goes crazy. It's great.
As the
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah, no worries.
Wherever you are.
It's like I still hear your voice. Quit telling everyone I'm dead. Is there anything else you want to do in the day? Is there anything else you want to do in the day, or that's good?
Yeah. Stag gets a really nice hearty meal and thinks about the horrors that she's about to embark on.
As the sun makes its way through the sky and you all take on these tasks with a very sort of menial hand. There's no great movement to any of them. It's baking bread, it's getting ready, it's going through old things. But in doing so, you find strength in yourself and in the past and in the present. And you start to sort of converge towards the afternoon, around 3 or 4. And you come back, I think probably to Nellie's house. As the sun, you have an hour or two before it becomes like fully what you would call dusk or evening. And you're all together again.
I did want to say, should we do recovery rolls now?
I was
Since we've
going to
been
say,
recovering?
yeah.
I
Okay,
recovered last session when we went to bed, because that would be 10 hours.
Yes.
Perfect. I mean, that'll
How do you
probably...
do a recovery roll?
So, you will, so with the recovery rolls, you tick off a specific amount of duration. I'm trying to remember the number again. Welcome
It's
to
10
me trying to
hours is on here.
Yeah, so there's a 10 hours, but I'm trying to remember how the...
It's 1 action, 10 minutes, 1 hour, and then 10 hours.
Yeah, I'm just trying to double check how much you can recover, because I know some of y'all used more points.
Yeah, I used a
Um,
bunch of intellect points. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to
It's
make sure I get that right.
4d6, so one
Yep.
every increment it goes up, it's one more
4d6,
d6.
okay.
And if you have an additional thing,
Okay.
you get
So
1d6
it's
plus.
I rolled the 4d6 and that lets me get back however much I spent in the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
you
many
divide it.
points, and then you can assign it to the pools.
All right, I rolled 9, which gets me back to full on intellect, and that's the only.
Nice.
Grandma's just been using that brain.
Yeah.
Listen,
Gotta
our
use the brain
intellect
to
is
process the
probably
horrors.
our intellect is definitely at risk. I think.
That's fair. I've had a lot of thinking around for y'all.
I've only used 2 points, so I think I might hold off on that recovery until if it becomes dire. I think 46 is going to go a long way. It's going to use up an action, but I think that that'll be better utilized if I hold off.
I mean, but
Okay.
you already spent the 10 hours. That's what we're saying. The 10
Yeah.
hours have
Last
already
night.
been. It's already happened.
You can do another recovery
Oh,
roll later for like 1d6.
I'm doing it. I'm getting
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
full then.
Because I'm like, you can
like,
have both. You
okay.
still have your
I
action in
thought
10
that you
minutes and 1
had to
hour.
go in order of like
No.
1 action and then okay, so
Mm.
huge. Yeah.
Absolutely
we're back to
massive
full.
W. Okay.
So guys, we're so winning this.
Oh, obviously
Nothing's gonna
it's
go
gonna
wrong.
be so easy. There's gonna be no hiccups, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Famously, exactly what happens in a horror TTRPG is that everything goes exactly according to plan and there's no problems whatsoever.
Mhm.
We're gonna be so fine. There's gonna be no worms, and my dad's gonna be totally okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am worried about Leo with the worms near the mines.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
All right, Leo was alive.
Classic Leo, full
I
of
think
worms.
alive
Leo's
is
alive.
Yeah,
alive
Like-
is doing a lot of carrying in that sentence. Is all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
there's a whole misperception where he was like shambling into the mines yesterday. No worries, no worries.
Yeah, we can't act on it because it was missed, but I
Rip.
know it. It's still
you
in there.
you do also know that Uncle Jasper is now dead as well.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but I'm more worried about the man
Are-
full of worms.
Yeah, R.I.P. Uncle Jasper, you will be missed.
Not alright.
As you start to walk down the path towards the mines, with your sort of inconspicuous items more or less in tow, and baby with like you have like I'm gonna also just say this, you have knowledge of incendiary devices and such, and you know whether they are kept in the mines, so I'll just trust that is knowledge that you have.
We have so many bombs. We have so many
So
things to
Actually, I
light
many.
have
on
a hand
fire.
grenade on me right now.
Magical and
Hell
otherwise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Baby, uh, uh, untitled, undocumented, but has invented hand grenades, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know who did that or when that happened, but let's just trust it happened in 1907, fictional South Carolina.
Oh my god.
I love this
It's
for
called
us,
hand
though.
grenade in the book, and I was like, well, baby would have that.
Yeah.
Baby deserves a hand grenade, is all I'm saying.
Does deserve a
a
hand
tree.
grenade.
So you walk down the path towards the mines. As people have started filtering out, quite a few people have starting to walk back to their houses, as well as back up the paths. You recognize a few of your coworkers as well, nodding to you and being like, "Oh, miss you today." "Oh, what classic? Didn't come in. Okay." thought you were thought you were still hiding somewhere with Leo or something. Gosh, like, mm.
Mhm.
all these sort of comments, as well as just respectful head nods towards Nelly, and then making no eye contact with Stag or Grommen, feeling like like they're doing something wrong when they do look or don't. Um, and as you get down to the mines, where there are still some lanterns lit on the outside, which is usually only the case if someone is still inside and has yet to come out, even when it is getting a bit darker. There's still about an hour until darkness. They don't leave those on unless, they're not expected to get out until after dark, which is not a normal thing. There's not, people really lingering around outside as well. It looks like it's up to you where you go now in the mines.
I'm not sure if I misread what you said. Does it seem like there's something kind of wrong? Or is it just...
It seems like something irregular is... Actually, give me a
Okay.
perception roll. Difficulty of 2.
Okay. 6.
Oh,
Is
perfect.
that... Yes,
yeah, meets
math.
it, beats it.
Wonderful.
You're reading this and you know this very well. You know the protocols. This is the case if there's someone still in the mines who works one of the miners, or if they're still working out some sort of logistical thing. They're not still excavating or anything. This is more they're trying to figure out some logistical things so that when they come back in the morning, they have it figured out. And it's easier to understand if they're still in there, maybe. And I think you know with the role that you're not sure who else would be in this sort of discussion, but you know for certain the foreman would be.
And I also have a feeling it's about the path we don't want them to take.
Would be.
Alright.
Don't
I
you mean
mean-
the man we don't want him to meet?
Oof, I bet he's there too.
Oh, fuck off!
Alright, I think instinctually Baby's gonna want to go at least talk to I don't think necessarily assumes that there's gonna be anything dangerous off the bat, but at least figuring out what the foreman's probably doing in there and hopefully getting him out.
Yeah.
So Baby's gonna don hard hat and lamp, and head in. I mean, y'all are free to follow if you want, but
No one moves
know.
alone.
all right. Do you want to 2 and 2? Because I'm assuming Nelly doesn't want to go in.
Are there any extra clean uniforms, anything like that?
You know where some extras are. You don't know maybe how often they maybe get cleaned whenever you hope someone else has used them and returned. You can check.
I think it's worse if I check. I think I just gotta. I think Nelly's gonna tough it out. She's
There
gonna
are
fucking try for
there
it.
are extra there is an extra hard hat sitting nearby.
For sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
I just want to also just give you I'm gonna give this to you for free, which is because she's in this, she is freaked out. If at any point you want to do an intrusion as a result because of how freaked out she is, go for
Uh-oh.
it.
Heard, chef.
Oh no,
No.
chef.
And as you walk into the mines, I'm gonna say, give me a navigation roll. I'd
I
say,
I can
yeah,
do
I'd say
that.
Stag could probably do it pretty well. This will be, I'll say a 3,
Okay.
considering
Which I'm
it's not
trained.
your, yeah,
So be
okay,
2.
okay.
Don't fuck me on this.
Yeah.
There we go, 18.
All right.
Good.
Yeah,
You deserve to be on this dice tray.
Yeah, with a few like additional pointers from Baby of like, oh, this is what like this sign on this post means as well.
Mm.
You naturally come into like figuring out because it's very similar to like notches on trees as you've navigated the
Mm.
woods. And you then start following like the voices that are sort of echoing a little bit through the tunnels. And you come to a small sort of junction. You like start driving left and like get to this sort of junction that has like 2 tunnels going that way, 2 tunnels going this way, sort of a big X right here. And there's a crate that's been overturned. It's sort of turned into a table, and there's 3 men standing over top of like a map as well as a little kerosene lamp sitting there. And you come in as you can hear the foreman, Matthew Harrison. I don't know if I've ever said his actual name, but Maddy is is pointing at the map and going, "No, that's not an option. But if we go this way and maybe do some of the, I know there was a, I just don't think it'll work if we do that." And they're sort of discussing as the sort of footfall echo as you come in. They all turn towards you and sort of look askance for a second and go, Baby, Nelly, Stag, and Holly, uh, are you lost? What are you, Baby, did you just, what's going on?
Uh, I showed up to apologize for slacking lately, but heard you're still in here a little bit later than usual. I just want to make sure everything's all right.
Yeah, just trying to solidify what direction we're moving in next. Trying to head southwest instead of northwest, and it's proven to be a bit difficult. There was a minor event up on the southwest pocket that we're trying to figure out, but we're also trying to understand the pockets of minerals over here. It's getting to
You
be a
mind if I
bit
ask
much.
what kind of incident happened?
There was a minor cave-in up in the northwest pocket. It just sort of crumbled a bit. I just had the men pull out from that section just so that if anything is still loose over there, we don't want to have a full. We were, I think, lucky. We don't think anyone was over there. Everyone's been accounted for except for you, and I knew where you were, and well, Leo, but he's been out and about a few days now. I think he's been trying to take care of Jasper or something. It's been a day.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad that nobody we know of was hurt, unless. I mean, I hope Leo wasn't in there, but is what it is. All right, and we're moving away from the directions we don't want to be going in.
Uh, as of now, I think that's what it's looking like. I might have a bit of aid coming in monetarily. Still have to figure out, reschedule a meeting with Mr. Sharp, I suppose. Um,
Yeah,
and
me too.
Ralph, one of the other guys, Ralph, sort of like nudges him and is like, I mean, it's good money. Could really help us.
You know, I could take a look around here. I've been slacking. I should really check things out. I could see what would go down easier.
All
I
right.
figured I could do a little bit digging around, seeing what's up.
Okay. And out of character, uh, to reiterate, southwest is the direction of the bone tree. Northwest is the other direction.
I've been drawing a little map.
Yeah.
We got a little map. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're locked in. We're map making now, boys.
Mm-hmm.
um. So, um. Sorry, was there a question asked before this? I can't remember.
I think that I will go and check to see what
Right.
blow up good.
Okay.
Hopefully head away
just
from tree.
yeah, just be careful if you can. It's if it's already looking unsturdy, don't test it while
Yeah,
there's no
no.
one around. Okay.
You know I'm not stupid.
I certainly hope so. All right.
But yeah, you all should probably head out for the day, right?
And the two other men sort of stretch and from like being leaned over and looking at this table for so long, and they go, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It's
I'll
been
let
a
you
long
know
day.
tomorrow what I end up checking out. I'll
Okay.
give you any updates. Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right.
You guys
And
get home
they
safe, all right?
all right. Do you want us to keep this map here for you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll
Yeah?
so I can mark
Alright.
stuff. And
All
where I
right.
find
Just
it.
put it back in the lockbox when you're done.
Yeah.
And they start moving out, take one of the other hanging lamps and start making their way back down the tunnels.
Before they leave, I'm just gonna pull my dad aside for 2 seconds.
Yeah? What's up?
Daddy, I'm gonna be down here trying to help baby and take a look around, but I found something in Granddaddy's old things that gave me a little bit of courage. And I just want to say that I love you so much, and I'm gonna give him a big hug.
I love you too, baby. And he gives you a fiercest hug. Just like you feel your ribs creaking a little bit. And he just like mutters a few words of like, can't believe it's been an age since you've been back down here. I'm so proud of how brave you've gotten. All right, be back home a little bit. All right, don't take too much time down
I'll do
here.
my best.
All right. And he heads out. And with that, before we get too much into then the game plan down here, I think now's probably a good time to cut to break. Welcome back! We're left in the mines, and there I was in the pits of despair. Uh, where our 4 loners and outcasts have just convinced the last miners to go home, including Nellie's father, the foreman. Where there's a slightly tear-felt goodbye that one might not have realized might be the final goodbye. And you are left standing over this map of the mines as it stands now. So you are going to need 3 successful navigation rolls to get to the other side of the mines, the southwest corner, where it is closest to the bone tree, where you now know there has been a recent cave-in. So, however you want to distribute those rolls, they will gradually become more difficult, but given that you do have this map, I will say you can lessen one of those rolls by 2. By 2 steps. So the
Okay,
first roll will be 2, the second roll will be 4, and the third roll will be 6. So the last 2 will actually just both be 4. If you want to lower them more than that, you can.
Okay.
Okay. I feel bad if I make Stag do all of them.
We
Yeah,
can
Stag
split.
do all of them.
Like just statistically, one of the rolls will have to be bad if only one person is doing it, right? But but if we spread it around, maybe some luck can happen. All right, how
This
do we
is
want to
a-
distribute?
And it's a navigation.
Navigation. If you want to argue for some other skill, you can make an argument.
And I can always
would
ease my
just-
task.
I would just argue, is it possible that with the darkness, like how far baby can see, that could potentially ease?
That's
I
They
also
decide to make it?
have find the way is one of my special
Oh.
abilities. So if I apply effort to a navigation task because I don't know the way, are lost, or attempting to blaze a new route, or need to choose paths, if I'm figuring
Okay.
stuff out, I can apply a free level of effort.
Okay,
a
I will
free
also
level of
allow
effort.
that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah?
And
I will
that's
also
what
allow that.
this would be, I think.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
So do you want to do that for the hardest? Because then you get a free level of effort to reduce it.
Yeah, I'll probably do it for the
Okay.
hardest one.
Okay, so then I
Okay,
could
the
take.
last 2 are both at 4 now because you have this map. It's been lessened by 2 steps as well. So
Okay.
it was 2, 4, 6. Now it's 2, 4, 4. So you can lower one
Okay.
of these another step.
Okay, yeah. I'll do one of the 4s for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do one of the 4s and take point on that because I'm trained in navigation, so that'll be a
Okay.
2 for me. Who wants to do the first roll? Or do you want me to also do the first roll? I could do the first roll. That's pretty low.
I'm trained in perception, so
I'm
if
trained
the,
in
in like perception
also, yeah.
based house.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go for perception on the first roll, I think.
Maybe Grommen does that, because again, I think Nellie's freaked out.
Heard.
The darkness.
So sorry.
The voice
What's the effort on the first one? Oh, effort.
So it's
The
4.
task is at 2. So it's
2.
The task is
Okay.
2, so you have to go 4
And
or
I'm
higher.
trained.
Sorry, no, 6 or higher.
yes.
So it's down 1 because of the training.
Yeah, so it's just a 3.
Just a 3. All right. Well, okay, that's an 18. So.
All right. You have no problem. There's like a familiar. It's again like the thing of like turning towards the sun. You can feel the warmth in this direction. You know which direction to go in this first inclination. So then we're at the second roll, which is task difficulty of 3. So
Mhm.
9. Who wants to do this next one?
I'll do this. I will reduce it down 1 because I'm trained in navigation.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any other cool things that I could do to make my life easier? No, I do not. This is in fact not the wilderness. So I will just. So that is 6. I have to be a 6.
Mhm.
I sure do. All right, that's a 7.
Okay. You do, and as you are following again these
Let me
like
tell
marks
you,
on the
it was on a 1 and then flipped to the 7, and it was
Oh, that's
terrifying.
so good. You on the 7 beating a 6, you're following these marks on like and understanding this again through like this like translation of tracking almost. And as you're going, getting closer and closer, you hear something amid your steps now, echoing through these tunnels somewhere else is someone whistling. And it's a familiar
No.
tune. You know it. A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. Hi ho, a dare-o, a hunting we will go. Calm, measured footsteps going in the same direction. So now it's the last
I
navigation roll.
hate this. I
Level
hate
4.
this so much. I pull out my bow and fucking arrow. It's on sight.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll do the last one. So I find the way, which applies to the level.
Okay.
I am skilled in mining, and we're in a mine. Does that or no?
I feel that could be argued. Yeah,
You know, I work in these mines. Maybe I kind of know what's up.
you're working hard because you're a miner.
Okay, cool. So is it gonna be a 2 as well? 2 level of effort, or
No. I think I'll stick with 3
Alright.
because I do remember you already put the blazing path onto one of the 4s already, so I made it so it was 2, 3, 4 is the difficulty. So you've already
Oh.
applied that.
Okay.
So it's a
Then I-
3 for this one because I am
Alright.
letting you be minorly
Mine
in this.
minorly. All right.
Beat a
okay.
9.
14.
Let's go! You get to this area of the tunnel as this whistling is still bouncing across these walls and filtering down this way, and you can tell that it's very likely you think that this is likely the railroad man coming in this direction. As you hold this lantern in one hand and the map in the other, and you come towards this area that has very clearly collapsed to a degree. There's a beam that was once across the frame up here that's now fallen along with a lot of the sides fallen down. And as you swing the lantern a little bit, you see that almost like liquid dropping off of a like stalactite or stalagmite. I never remember which one it is. Sound off in the chat.
Tights on the ceiling.
Tights on the ceiling? All right.
I
I was
see.
I was right on the first try.
Hold tight, and then the other ones might grow to the top one day.
Oh, sick nasty. So the like water drops off of a stalactite. This sort of like methodical dripping sound is coming from inside this sort of mound of dirt and wood that's like fallen across this area of the tunnel. You know, this is the tunnel that was closest to the bone tree. This is one you were just in possibly yesterday or the day before. I think the day before, looking and trying to inspect. And in the sort of dirt, you see slightly wriggling shadows. Almost like here and there, but not very pronounced. It's not like it's full of worms, but it is like every so often, like you're not moving the lantern, but still a shadow is kind of moving here and there. Can anyone roll a perception as well? I think a 4 for this as well.
I'm looking to Grommen.
I was like, Nelly, do you want to take this, or unless you choose?
Sure. Yeah. So training brings it down to a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think. I add. No, I'm just gonna go for it. Oof. I got a 1.
Okay. You are distracted so fully by every moving, wriggling shadow that you cannot concentrate enough to see what is actually moving slightly in the dirt and what looks kind of like a hand moving ever so slightly down through like the middle of this cave-in area. It's so covered in dirt and grime that you can't really see the like skin or what might have been skin at one point on this person. If anyone
So
else
because
wants
I
to
rolled a
roll
1, I
perception,
can't see that?
you don't see that, but you see every other wriggling worm in that
Okay.
area.
Alright, Gromman
It's-
will roll then. Okay. Got a 10. I think with trained perception it was a 9?
Yes,
Right?
yes it was.
Oh.
So you do see this hand moving slightly, and you see Nellie who's like frozen in fear and like looking at every spot. You don't like she does not see that this hand is very clearly like moving slowly, but moving out towards her pretty clearly. Like
Gromman will just instinctively say, Nelly, move, and like kind of like not super hard because Gromman's not strong, but like start the motion of pulling Nelly with the hopes that Nelly will just, kind of follow along.
okay.
I think honestly in this moment, because she's freaked out, she would probably like the first instinct would be to get away, but seeing that it's Gromman, yeah.
Okay. And
Stay away from the walls.
And as you're looking at, everyone is now looking at this spot in the dirt where this hand is emerging, you see it's someone who's kind of crawling out from this dirt. And I don't think anyone can really recognize this as Leo in this moment. But you see someone who is just like so shredded almost, not just from dirt, but like it almost looks like bad chicken skin falling off the bone, just like trying to get out, and there's just like a slight whispering of what this person is saying. You can't really make it out in this moment, but like it sounds maybe like where, but like broken, almost indecipherable. And all the while you can hear this whistling. A hunting we will go in the tunnels, getting closer.
Can I feel like instinctually almost. Oh, this makes me sad. Okay. Instinctually, I think that baby seeing something in the dirt, almost like with Gromman being scared of whatever was happening, or seeming alarmed, seeing something move in the ground. Baby's first instinct, as somebody who's seen like snakes before, wants to slam down the pickaxe to chop
Yeah.
into what is coming towards us.
Okay. Are you trying to like sever or like pin?
Since it's a pickaxe, I guess pin.
Okay.
I guess there's the flat end, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit bigger. So I think it's just more of like a reflexive.
Okay. You
Motion.
bring it down and swing, and I'm not the most familiar with the combat system, but I believe you're rolling a d10 to see if you.
No, you roll a d20. You roll a d20 regardless.
Okay.
It's just that you, the lovely GM, get to tell us what level the creature is, because everything is about
Okay.
levels. So like basically the difficulty is going to be whatever the level this person is. you think.
Okay.
So however easy
Leo
you think
is
Leo is to it.
okay. Leo is a level 2.
So I have to
You have to roll a 4 and above.
4 and above? Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Sorry, no, 6 and above. I keep forgetting it's times 3. Val.
Yeah.
You know how to do math, Val. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, 14.
Okay.
Ooh,
You bring it
You get
down.
'em.
Get 'em.
You
Get 'em.
get it down. You like it locks in on the hand, and there's like a muted yell inside, but after you realize that he's still just going, where, and yes,
He's still alive.
he's still alive. He's not really shifting or moving anymore,
But there's a voice.
but there's a voice.
Stag pulls an arrow and shoots, silencing him as a mercy.
And there's no more voice inside, but there's still the echoing of a hunting we will go, which comes to a very soon halt as a man, something that looks like a man, emerges from this inky darkness down in the tunnel, with his head turned down low with the hat, and moves it up and goes, well, fancy seeing people like you in a place like this.
Doesn't surprise me seeing a man like you in a place like this.
Oh man.
Well, seems you've killed one of my pets.
Good. He will no longer be tormented by you. And Stag pulls out another arrow and knocks it in her bow.
It's nothing he didn't call upon himself.
Shut up.
It wasn't you he made a deal with.
Why do you want them down here? Why do you want us down here?
Well, can't exactly have my friend who's locked down here get out of his little prison, his little tree, without anywhere to go.
If that's the case, if you're using them as a container, why are you treating the container so poorly?
Well, the container sort of put himself in that condition, given what deal he sort of took up. Gave his own health for, who was it, his uncle? Who was already dying? Now you, and he looks at you, Nellie. Why, you are pristine.
I
Suppose I'll
don't
have to
like
kill
that
your
coming
friends
from
first,
you.
though.
Why? They didn't make a deal with you.
Well, seems like you're going to kill me. Or try to.
Seems
Nelly.
like you wouldn't blame us for trying.
Bag, you were saying something, Nellie?
Yeah, Stag kind of like says warningly, worryingly towards Nelly as Stag like steps forward. The bow and arrow unnocked, and it's like partially raised. Like they're just waiting.
Okay. It seems like we're getting into a combat territory now.
Yeah. Just not the way
So-
out of this.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask, what is the plan for trapping him now? Is it like trying to put him in the dirt and trying to weave this thing with the bone tree now? Or is it trying to like put him down first and then try and weave the thing with the bone tree?
I think we take care of him first if we can. I don't know, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think because he's just a piece, right? He's like, in my understanding of everything, he's a he's an interested third party in all of this.
Yes.
Stag's priority is to, because I don't think even Stag believes she can kill him, but she wants to pin him down, immobilize him, so that we can get to work on the real problem. Because we deal the real problem, we deal with everything. But he needs to not be in the way, unfortunately.
Okay.
So to kind of help with, I have something that can help knock him down for a minute, but I think Baby's got something much better.
Yeah, I guess my hope would be maybe what you have, Grommen, and then
If needed,
well,
shove it in his face.
you can force feed somebody.
Yeah.
so-
Okay. All right. So,
So-
yeah.
No,
In that case, yeah. Question: does activating a cipher take an action? Is it immediate?
Depends on the cipher.
Because to activate Gift of the Green, which is just rubbing a leaf in their palm as it crumbles to dust, that would activate Gift of the Green.
I think that would probably be an action.
Okay.
Usually it says at the end if it's an
It
action or an enabler.
Didn't say
Let me-
either in the cipher. Let me just check again. But
Yeah, mine.
Oh, but you're
Okay,
activating
yeah.
it, right? Activating is an action. Yeah. Sorry.
activating is an action.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, I don't want to waste an action on that. So, how do I use a tier 2 infusion or a player thing? You know,
The intrusion.
intrusion, not infusion. Yes,
Yeah.
intrusion.
I'm not quite sure. Is it the one that says like you have the GM do this, like intrusion?
No, I can read it. I can read it to you. So, my
Okay.
tier 2 intrusion is called Grasp of the Green, and in parentheses it says 3+ intellect points. And what it reads as is roots, branches, grass, mud, or other foliage in the area snags and holds a foe you designate within short range for up to 1 minute. A foe caught in the grasp cannot move from their position, and all physical tasks, attacks, and defenses are hindered, including attempts to free themselves. In addition to the normal options for using effort, you can choose to use effort to deal damage with the initial attack. Each level applied inflicts 2 additional points of damage when the grasp of the green first snags and holds your foe.
Okay. At the end, I see it says action.
That one
so
is an action, so that's why I'm not going to do Gift of the Green, because I want to use
Okay.
this. I just don't know
Okay.
the mechanics of using.
I say you're using it and narrate how it is affecting him in his action.
Alright, and I have 1 effort. I feel like this is probably a good time to use it. So
Yeah.
I'll use my effort, which will apply 2 additional points of damage. So yeah, as Grommen's eyes kind of flash green in the dark, which is very weird, but if anyone's looking at Grommen, which most of probably no one is, and the mine seems like its own entity, but it is still of the earth. It is in the earth. We know the bone tree's roots clamber through there, but so does other foliage. Like, we live in a very verdant, tree-filled area, and so there are branches and roots, and out of the walls, which Grommen had just warned Nelly to stay away from, these roots grow at a incredibly distressing pace, crawling down the walls, across the ground, and starting to go up and twist in a very gnarled, thorny, almost like a cage of a sort, but starting like, think of it as like a net, but out of trees, going up like mermaid style, like up the legs, up towards him.
Yeah. And starts weaving in certain places, braiding as it goes almost. weaving in and
Not
out.
comfortable.
No. It, like, you can see, like, some branches go, like, into his pants and then break through the fabric and, like, are, like, trying to grasp him down as hard as they can into the ground. He almost, like, sinks down an inch or two as it pulls down. Okay.
So I don't think the actual, if I don't put effort into it, does damage. But so I mean, at least based on what I'm reading, but it does. He does take 2 damage.
Okay. That's good to know.
It's Garmin's turn. I'll let
Write
you
that
know if
down,
there's
write
more
that
to
down.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, as he stands there, you're really making this as difficult as I really hoped you weren't going to. He starts to sort of take his fingernail and just run it along his own hand as drops of blood just start to collect down in front of him as his shadow starts to sort of reach out forward from him. I think we should. I don't know if rolling initiative is something that is done in this combat. I would like
Yeah.
to do that.
Yes, it is. It is
Yes.
absolutely a
Okay.
thing.
Excellent.
And you will let us know. Let me double check a thing. Yeah, my initiative task is eased. So I get
Hey.
to spend less points.
Okay.
Because I have Danger Sense as a special ability.
I think the canary box gives me something similar as well. So, it's eased by
Yeah.
2 steps if it's 5 or
Yes.
higher. Do you want me to roll for that?
No, I think it's good. I think it's eased by 2 steps. I think this is high enough.
Okay.
Yeah, this is high enough.
Hmm.
Okay. Val, is this initiative roll different than usual? Am I just asking for
Let me
numbers,
double
or am
check.
I setting? Okay.
Let me double check. My memory is a little hazy when it comes to
No
initiative for
worries.
Cypher. Just give me a quick second.
Okay, I did not love that reaction. Whatever
Yeah.
you rolled.
Oh no! It was yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to double
I'm in
check. So I
danger.
have I'm trained in speed defense as well, so I don't know if that would count towards initiative rolls.
No, speed defense is only if you are being
That's only-
attacked.
Okay, cool.
Where the hell is the initiative rules? I will fight this rule book. Monty
Mhm.
Cook. Let me find
Monty
things,
Cook,
please.
why are you like this?
Why? ¿Por qué?
What a game. Help me. Help me. Setting difficulty, false precision, da 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 da. Routine actions. This has nothing to do with that.
I feel that I will just say roll a normal d20 and
Yeah, it's a D20
Yeah.
roll. I'm just double checking if you have to set. It sounds like you do, but I'm trying
which
to.
confuses me. Is
It
is it
does.
whether you're going after the thing or before the thing?
I think so. That's that's
Okay.
pinging something in my head.
Okay.
What the heck is this?
What if I control F initiative to speed?
That's what I initially tried to do, and then it also showed me the ability initiative, which is
For
ouchie.
the sake of time, I'll just go with roll your normal d20. If you have anything that eases the task, consider that just a plus whatever.
Well,
Like
plus
a-
3, I
like-
guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so like if it was eased by 2, that would be a +6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
nice.
you're trying to beat a difficulty of 7.
Okay.
So at times 3, it's 21.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to beat a 20.
So So I got a natural 20, which with my ease of 2 gets me a 26.
26. Yeah.
That's what my reaction was.
And also, you
Good
get a
one, it was a
major
good one.
effect because you crit.
Yes.
He dies. That's the major.
Nelly rips out his heart with her hand.
Nelly
Explode with your
becomes
mom.
goaded with the sauce all of a sudden and just
Hell yeah.
Go with the sauce. But yeah,
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
So, but and you said the easing will +3, right? So that would be
Yes. So that would be 22. So
22.
you also go.
I rolled a 9.
I'm not
Fuck
feeling
this
good
guy.
now. Holy shit! I rolled a 19.
Hey yo.
Hey!
Big win.
Big win, lads. Let's do this.
Wow.
Is that
Guys,
plus
we're all
anything?
goated. I didn't ease it. I mean, should I be using it?
No worries. Do what you want. Baby. And then Gromit. Oh, I just realized I wrote it down, but I haven't popped it in the chat, so I will. If anybody wants to do that real quick, it's Nelly, Stag, Railroad Man, Baby, Gromit.
Railroad man, hate him.
Hate Railroad Man. Oh, my homies hate
hate him.
Railroad Man. So at top of initiative is Nelly. And
Okay.
he's like constrained right now.
So, Nelly, I think in this moment is freaked out, and in this just moment of just pure emotion and just fear, and everything accumulating, all of her fears, all of her doubts, all of her compulsions, everything is kind of around this stark kind of thing. And from behind her eye, I don't even think it really comes from her, or she doesn't think that it does, but there is this darkness that is always just in her periphery, that from this fear she watches as it crawls along the walls similarly to those vines and wraps up, as I'm going to use 2 intellect points to initiate ribbons of darkness. So for the next minute, darkness condenses within an area within long range that is no bigger than an immediate distance in diameter, manifesting in swirling ribbons. All tasks attempted by creatures in the area are hindered, and leaving the area requires the creature's entire action to move. I can dismiss it early as an action. But I think while he's wrapped up in those vines, he just kind of gets coalesced into just that pure darkness.
Okay.
And I did crit on it.
Yeah, this is fucking sick. I think in doing this, you come to an understanding right away. This like comes naturally to you. Like, you were told of like, okay, a bunch of different witches of different like paths came together, sealed this thing. You know, in this moment, this is similar to how they did it. You've already got Gromit wrapping him in vines. You've got you wrapping him in ribbon. You've got, if you can get other elements involved in here, you think that you can probably seal him away kind of easily. Maybe not easily, but like this comes, this came really easy to you this time.
With that being the case, I'm gonna say, I think Ramen had the right idea with that. I don't know what's going on, but
So
your
then,
turn.
next is Stag.
Well, I can only do one thing. And that's eat hot chip and shoot good. So
I may love you for it.
that's just kind of what my whole thing is. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. I'm gonna give my GM
Well,
rights.
Hey,
And
never underestimate the effect of shooting something.
I with
listen,
an arrow.
I will shoot this, and I will let you know right now, Faye, that I have weapon wielder, which means I had a +1 to damage on any weapon attack of my choice, including melee or
Heyo.
ranged.
Yeah?
And my bow is a medium weapon, which does 4 damage if I hit. So if I hit this, it'll hit with 5. So I'm shooting him with my big bow and arrow. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, that is a 14. Will that
14.
hit? Yeah.
And then you said you eased it with what you
I,
had?
Yeah, I should also mention I have ease in anything to do with shooting
Yes.
is ease for me. So yeah, but I did not spend any additional effort. I'm just
Okay.
rolling for now.
So when you say you eased it, was it like 1 level or 2 levels? How
One level.
much?
Just
1
It's
level.
just 1 level. Yeah.
Okay. So with shooting, it hits, but it
Okay.
doesn't seem to affect in this moment. You think that maybe
God damn it!
it did hit, but it was not quite close enough to whatever vital
Shakes my
thing
fist.
he might have in his body.
Shakes my fist. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, I guess.
So then next is the railroad man. As he sinks his fingers into his hands, he then snaps it and goes, "I'm calling in my debts." And you hear something like a note on a guitar, almost, of something like a ripple of force going out. Whoever's made a deal with him might be coming to aid him in a certain, not immediately, but he is calling in debts, so he's going to have reinforcements coming to his aid.
Is that a task by any chance?
Yes.
Because of Ribbons of Darkness, it is hindered.
Okay.
I don't know if that affects anything.
Oh, also with the thing, all his actions are hindered because of, well, I guess it's not a physical task, I guess. For me, it's all physical attacks, defenses are hindered. I don't know if this is any of those.
I'd
Mine
say
is just all tasks.
Tasks, period, then
Yeah.
that should cover it.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. That compiled with the 2 that he just rolled trying to do this, you think that maybe he was not as successful as it really seemed before, with a lot of people talking about, maybe we should sell to the railroad man. Maybe it wasn't as successful as he thought.
Hopefully they all told him to go fuck himself.
Wow.
What if we all told capitalism to go fuck itself?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be delightful.
You too
So
could
now-
fuck over the railroad man in your life.
Let's give Baby that opportunity. Baby, you're up, and Grauman's on deck.
Now, I wanted to use the stave red, but I think he's staying. I think that he is staying stuck
kind of
right
is.
now.
The only thing I would ask is this, would the stay bread be a third kind of magic?
That is the other thing I wanted to.
It has dirt from a railroad,
Abandoned railroad.
I'd say that seems like a good binding agent.
All right, what do I gotta do to force feed this man bread?
I say give me a roll. The level is 5.
Okay, is it a might?
Times 15.
Yeah, so 15. That would be might. Yes. I
Uh,
can't remember if there's anything additionally still hindering this.
Yes, all of his defenses are hindered.
Hindered, so that's by 1 step, so that would be a 4, so it'd be 12.
Okay. I'm gonna use muscles of iron.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Baby
my eased
flex.
actions that are not attacks are eased by 1.
Ooh.
Okay, so then that's 3. So then you're at 9.
Hell yeah.
All right. Can I also still use points to make it a 6? Just to be.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. I would really love to be sure.
Also, this is just something which is technically in the darkness thing. If you're stepping up close to him, it says all tasks attempted by creatures in the area are hindered. However, Baby very specifically can see through darkness created by me.
That's true.
This
I
is
don't
something
think-
that was
yeah.
that has
I
came
don't
up
think
at
you're
character
hindered.
creation.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
gay and fucked up.
I love it.
I like how you guys are really kicking my ass. I like
Well,
it actually.
You asked for us to kick your ass.
I missed my arrow. Does that help?
I mean, and it's really we're all collectively kicking Cass's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're assisting in that. All right. I still have to roll above a 6 though,
You do.
This is true.
You got this. You got this.
and that's a 17.
Yay!
Hey, you, as he is like mid speaking like call to aid, you like shove this loaf of
Yeah.
bread into his mouth, and he starts like actively this guy isn't a guy. He starts gagging, of like clearly not pleased with like this act.
Nelly, I didn't know our bread was that bad.
Hey,
Oh,
it's got railway dust on it, so.
yeah, it does taste like dirt. Yeah,
Um,
eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then next is Grommen, and Nelly's on deck.
Okay. Grommen has the grass of the green going and is not going to mess with that for a minute.
Oh, what you have?
He stays for 30 minutes.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
He's locked
He
in.
he cannot leave the area a short distance from where they are as they ate the food. So for 30
yeah.
minutes. Then
Okay, so if you say that, if you say that, Grommen's like, okay, well, I guess we're just time to take pot shots. And Grommen pulls out her light crossbow. Oh,
I was gonna say, since he's locked in and you have a moment, if you want to roll
Yes.
understanding magic
yes, I do.
to
I do.
better understand how to craft this binding,
Yes.
that might be worth it. It'll be a level 5.
Okay, so I'm trained in it. Would bring that down to
4.
4, and I have edge, so I can spend 2 intellect points to bring it down to
2, 3. Okay, so then DC's 9.
Ooh, 14.
Hey, you feel in this moment that you can get out of you know that bringing in these elements, crafting this spell, you've already got the green and darkness working together in having him bound now. You have a piece of himself in there with this stay bread that you recognize as having railroad dirt in it. You think that you could have an easier time with weaving other elements in here of fire or air if you can, but if you want to just put in wholesale effort, you can. Which now I get to tell you that the mechanic for keeping him down is you have to a communal pool of 20 points from your pools will keep him down for certain. You can choose where it comes from your pools, what sort of effect it has on your character, but otherwise you think that this will not hold as well as it would otherwise.
So that's what, 5 points each.
Yeah.
That's only 5 points each? Yeah.
That's a lot.
Wow. I looked at 20, I was like, this is so much, but that is a lot. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Is it spending it or is it a permanent?
It's a permanent.
Okay. Cool.
So Grommen, learning this, will say, we have to leave a part of ourselves here to keep him down. And put all your intention into what you're giving up.
Kind of like the tree.
Yeah. You can also lock that piece of yourself into an item that you have and leave it with him there, sort of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, in which case Grommen will pull out a thin metal chain with what looks like a shriveled seed pod on it, and Grommen cannot see through Nellie's darkness, I'm assuming. So we'll hand it to Baby to go just like wrap around his leg or his arm or something. And so, but then functionally, I'm basically taking 2 off of 2 pools and then 1 off of 1 pool, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. All right. Then who's next?
Stag's gonna walk up to Baby, who can see everything, who's the force keeping this entity down here. And Stag pulls out the tarot card. Pierces it with the arrow. And just looks at Baby, looking at the entity, and goes, "Where's his shoulder?"
Baby will point to where the shoulder is.
I stab it into their shoulder.
There's like a muffled growl in his mouth full of stay bread.
And I will take 3 points off of my might, which will make it 16. And since this is a communal pool, I will also take 3 points off of my speed. So Nelly, you will not have to. Nelly and Baby won't have to give as much.
So we're up to 11 points right now.
Yes. So there's just 9 points needed now.
So Nellie cannot see in her own darkness. This is very specifically only Baby can see in it. But as she walks into the thing that has been kind of plaguing her life, like kind of just always in the back of her mind, she makes a motion to take off her gloves. And kind of, I think, awkwardly feels around until she finds them and just places them on the interior lining of his suit jacket. And is going to give up 4 might, cutting it in half as the exhaustion and the rest and the mask that she is constantly wearing finally slips, and she lets herself feel that exhaustion, feel all the health and that pain that she's been kind of putting aside and putting in a little box, finally showing and revealing that.
All right. And then Baby?
Baby's gonna take out just a compass. Papa Evans probably gave it to me a while ago to help me find my right way around the mines. But I feel like part of Baby's like, I know what I'm doing now. And Baby will take 2 from speed and 3 from intellect. And I think through this, Baby's slightly less cautious. I think that Baby's usually pretty reserved, but through all of this, there's something to magic and things that usually Baby would be cautious about. Don't do this, don't do that. Keep your nose down, sort of thing. Maybe Baby's looking around a little bit more now. Spending time being slower and a little less in their own head about things.
Yeah. And as you step back and this sort of darkness solidifies, wrapping around the roots that Grommen weaved, and it sort of fades away a little bit, you see as these roots then take on this silvery look to them, and you see other roots start to creep out, very clearly already white, as you see the bone tree sort of accepts this additional charge to their jurisdiction. And as you sort of walk back down this tunnel a little bit away from this, and you think, all right, now this is probably the point that it's a different kind of danger, that you should make another slight cave in here so no one finds this or stumbles upon it. And Baby, being newly a little reckless, a little less cautious, easily sets the charges, pulls it as dust sort of filters out of this section of the tunnels, and they come back outside to the lights still on outside of the cave, waiting for everyone to be out. And Nellie, as you're about to put your helmet back from where you grabbed it outside, you turn it around and you see Harrison on the outside of it. He'd already forgotten his helmet this time. And now is the time that you part ways. Many people knowing none the wiser anything that happened. There might be whispers, there might be rumors, but hey, we don't talk about these things. Is there anything you'd like to add as we come to the end of our story of where your characters go from here? I think I want to start with Nellie. If you have anything.
Um, I think that she still lives her life a little secluded. She spends most of her time with her father and with her new friends. Um, but I think that she understands more so than has previously that feeding that these all these routines and things that she does feed further into that fear, and so spends her time trying and sometimes failing but sometimes succeeding to let things go and be a little bit more be a little bit less routine and let that mask kind of slip a little bit more.
I love that. And I think it makes a welcome companion that Baby is now a little more loose and a little less internal.
Yeah, Baby. Um, Baby loves the community of the miners that they've been with since 20, a number of years. 20 years. And I think that they finally, being a little bit more reckless, being a little bit more open-minded, rather than being like, ooh, don't do that, don't do this, now spends more time like chatting around town. It's not something that Baby would have naturally wanted to do, like break out of that community, break out of that mindset, but
Yeah.
meeting people who have different lives and have added so much to Baby's life. Spending
And
more time around town.
you're definitely one of the people who felt it the most, the absence that Leo left, and amid the scandal that ran through of like, oh, he killed and then he ran or something, but you know the truth and you do defend. No, we don't know what happened. Sort of
We don't know
attitude.
what happened. Leo's a great guy. He always was.
Yeah. And then Stagger Grommen, who wants to go next?
You have anything specific you want to go?
Sure. Stag. We see Stag marching through the woods as always. The duty, the tasks that she lovingly holds for this town and community, she continues. But I think she crests a hill before like placing down a bag and pants from the loss of like strength that she gave up. She can't climb as far or hike as far, but she continues slowly and quietly her tasks throughout the town. And whenever the weariness gets to her, maybe a little bit too much, June always finds their way back to an old friend's cottage for a nice cup of tea that they will not drink.
And then Grauman, you got anything?
Yeah, I think Grauman probably, at least externally, seems to revert the most back to exactly their previous ways. Um, like this one was a little bit different because they had to put a part of themselves into it. But other than that, like Grauman deals with weird stuff all the time. This is normal. But what you do see on maybe if it's a day where not everyone is working, Grauman does put on both tea and coffee. And you notice that in their hut, they have acquired 2 more chairs for if some new friends come to visit.
God, I love that. Ugh, I'm so happy to have told this story with you guys.
Yay!
Wow, reaping what you sow isn't so bad.
I will say,
We
We
sowed
sowed the seeds of
friendship.
friendship. Yeah.
I will say that like Nelly and the baby, your houses get decidedly more items than you ask for from
Yeah, it's
Stag.
like,
Oh yeah,
It's
and
always an
we got
extra
honey.
thing.
weird pots of like herbs show up outside the 4 corners of your house. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, there's like extra summer sausage in there. You didn't ask for any, but there's like a roll of it there.
Baby brings, I don't know, coal. I don't know what.
Hey,
And-
Stag could use some.
Hey, there you go.
And I think that you all regularly get little like cookies and biscuits and different things, just occasionally wrapped up on nicely on your doorstep. Very, very nicely, neatly.
Little
But
barter
cook.
circle. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Let's
Fuck
hear it for
capitalism.
community.
We killed it. We
Alright.
killed capitalism.
This has been the lullaby beneath the earth.
Yee.
We killed capitalism.
God.
I've been your guardian and guide, and I'm all the bad guys. I'm Faye. My pronouns are she, they, and I forgot to ever say that at the top. I'm Gothic Fairy or no, who am I? I'm Gothic Fairy or Gothic Fairy cosplay on anything. And you can see me around. You can quote me on that. And now I'm gonna do the same thing I did at the top. So, Haley.
I'm Haley. I go by Haley Rosie on everything. I use they, she pronouns, and it's been so wonderful playing baby and playing with all of my lovely friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout
Thank you.
Haley's gonna be on Chains of Asmodeus, also on this channel. Shout
That's
out.
very true, and that's gonna get sick and twisted.
So true.
Uh-oh.
I've heard some shit. It's sick
I'm
and
scared of the
twisted.
stuff you've heard. Woof.
Kit.
Hello, I'm Kit, and I have had just such an honor and a privilege to get to play Nelly here at this table. Thank you guys so much. This has been an amazing experience. And oh, you can find me at Kit Wells or Kit S Wells, basically anywhere. If Kit Wells looks like it's abandoned, then there's probably an S in there somewhere. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Pooja.
Hello, everybody. I have been Pooja. You can find me on the internet either at Pooja or at Poojaberwaki, depending on how early I got to the platform. And I am also likewise very happy and grateful to have had a chance to play with this game. It's my first time playing with everybody, I think. So that's very fun, and I had a great time. And I was very creeped out, and I loved it. It was great. It was exactly what I asked for. And yes, you can find me around on the internet. Unfortunately for me.
All right, and Val.
Hello everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I use he, him, his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Otto Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. Tonight, I've been your favorite butch lesbian stag, also known as June, birth name June, who uses she, they pronouns. In terms of my upcoming projects, I've got a few lined up that haven't been announced. And if you enjoyed this some like horror variety, there might be one that's horror adjacent that might be coming out later this year soon. So just keep an eye out for that cool project. And you can always find me on Saturdays over at Transparency RPG, where I play the misbeloved twin brother of the chosen one, Sayir, who uses he, they pronouns. He has capital P problems TM. So if you wanted to watch me play a guy with problems, my god, do I deliver in Transparency RPG. I'm throwing it back to our guide.
Hi, I'm the guide. I'm sure you missed me. I'd also like to shout out the final appreciation to Maddy, Madaloon. This here her channel. And she'll be running Chains of Asmodeus. Sundays, if I'm remembering. Sundays here, Chains of Asmodeus. You can also find her on Start Playing. You can also find me on Start Playing. I should say that actually. Hey, I'm Gothic Fairy. You can find me on Start Playing. I think that's everything that needs to be said. Sick fucking game, guys. This was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I could have you as players and we could tell this story. All right, sick nasty. I'm sick. I'm gonna go lay down. Let's end this.
Yay.
Bye.